Hey, the partner. This is Akash Inti, the real reflection of you. I'm out here in the wild today, hanging by what I like to call the bayou, but what people around here call the Great Swamp in New Jersey. Now, you might be wondering, why would you be talking with a Western accent in New Jersey? And are you making fun of the Western accented people? No, not at all. In fact, out of respect for this hat, I felt like I had to speak this way for today. What's going on, guys? Just got off of, or just not off of, I just finished my morning kayak and I'm on my way back to my motor vehicle. And why are you talking so proper now, Akash Inti? Who calls it a motor vehicle these days? I call it a car. Well, you call it whatever you want to, and I call it whatever I want to, and that's the way things are, so long as we understand each other. And I believe in me. I believe in me so much. And I don't know why I believe in me, but that's exactly why I know I believe in me. Because belief isn't something that you can ever explain. Right, if I believe something is like, I believe I see the color green right now as I'm walking by. And someone might ask me like, well, why do you believe that way? What do you mean, why do you believe that way? It's the color green. That's what the color green looks like. Someone else might agree with me. Someone else might be like, I actually think that's like lime green. Or someone might be like, that's actually a yellow. Depends. It depends on the individual. But a belief is something that cannot be explained with logic. Because once you explain it with logic, it ceases to become a belief, or it ceases to be belief. Now, someone might be like, oh my goodness, that's so dangerous. How could you say something like that? How could you say that you believe something? I do. That's my perspective on reality. And, well, my perspective on reality has brought me to this moment in time in my life. Many people have said that I'm absolutely brilliant, and many other people have said that I am absolutely insane and complete idiots. Now, am I either of the two? Both yes and no. And I like to think of myself as an artist, as an entertainer. And part of what I've realized for myself is what does that mean? What is an artist? What is an entertainer? What is a raconteur, if that's how you know me? To me, it's someone who doesn't follow the conventions of things, understands the conventions of society around him, and chooses to act in ways that enable society and those around him to reflect on the experience. Right? I'm simply presenting my unique experience in the world. And it's funny because as I'm walking right now, as I'm speaking about this specific topic, I don't even know why I'm talking about it. But that's because I believe in this topic. And something deep inside of me is like, dude, you have to speak about this. Let's take a moment to just share how beautifully serene and quiet it is here. Get in nature. It's so important. The other thing I've noticed is, for me specifically, I need to keep moving. I need to keep moving. The second I find myself getting caught in a little bit of a rut, and what do I mean by that? That could even be as simple as 5 seconds. Like, truly, 5 seconds. And you might be like, dude, 5 seconds? Like, come on. No, that's huge. I found myself sitting down, like, after I finish an activity. Even this morning, if I look at my morning thus far, there was a few moments in time where I was like, I didn't move. Like, I was a little stagnant. Obviously, I ended up continuing moving because I wouldn't be here right now and I wouldn't be walking if that wasn't the case. But I'm measuring that more and more. I'm amazed with myself. I'm amazed how this body works, how this machine, the most advanced machine in the universe, truly, that's my belief. You might be like, dude, you have a cell phone, or you've got a computer, or all of these things that you're able to use. Yes, but the human body is much more of a marvelous quote-unquote machine. I spaced out there for a second. Did you guys notice that? You guys might have been like, oh, is that a dramatic pause, or did you space out? Because sometimes you never know if it's one or the other. And I'd like to keep that ambiguity. That was a dramatic pause. As I'm walking right now, I'm noticing some of these purple flowers around here. And why do I bring attention to these things? Well, literally, our experience and our perspective on the world is what we bring attention to. That's why attention is such a valuable commodity. I would argue attention is probably the most valuable commodity around. Check this out. Whenever I see flowers, this is a pro tip, artist's tip, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I walk by them and I think to myself, I love you, beautiful. And I send them a little kiss. And you might be like, that's strange. Yeah, I guess I'm a strange guy. It also makes me realize a lot of these types of flowers that I'm looking by right now, these tend to be like filler flowers. I used to be a part-time florist back in college for a very brief period of time. It's something that I'm very proud of, though. Arguably one of the things that I'm maybe not argue. It's definitely one of the things that I'm very proud of in my life. You might laugh to yourself, but I love it. I really, really love it. But these are filler flowers. So if you look at a flower bouquet, a floral bouquet, you'll often see that, obviously you got like, I don't know, it depends on the type of bouquet that you get, but you got like the bigger flowers, right? Like the ones that are like, okay, you can really tell like these are the flowers that I was trying to give away, that you were trying to give to someone. But there's always these like, they always include, or typically they include like, depends on the bouquet type as well. So I can't say always, but depending on the bouquet type, they include other greens, like other green, whether it be leaves or just other types of greens. And it's obviously to make the bouquet like more full, right? If you just give flowers, it's like, it's just, yeah, it's beautiful, but it gives some context, it gives some contrast for the flowers themselves. The backdrop of the green gives the ability for the flowers to really be noticed in their entire beauty, right? You can't see black without white. You see white, well, it's like, oh, well, I can't really tell. Like, yeah, that's clearly white, but if you have a black contrast to it, you're like, oh shit, that white really pops. Similarly with flowers, given that nature is pretty much almost entirely made of greenery, green acts as a good backdrop for it. But this is not a floristry lesson or floral design lesson. The point that I'm trying to share is that these filler flowers, they're often like just small little, I don't remember the exact name of them right now off the top of my head, but these small little white flowers tends to provide like just some additional contrast and just it adds a little bit to it. So it adds a little bit to the bouquet. That's what I mean by when I say it. This is what I got for you guys today. Keep up, thrive, stay sexy.